Hello and welcome to another edition of Warrior Chat. I'm your host, Doug Walters. Now, with me today, we have two Susquehannock High School students who have past experience with the STEM Summit that is held here at Susquehannock High School, and we'll be talking to them about the upcoming STEM Summit in November. So thank you for joining me. We have, to my left, sophomore Jack Bauer. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
And also Ethan Davio, a senior. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
So let's talk real quick. STEM may be an acronym that some of our parents and community members aren't familiar with. So could one of you give us kind of the nutshell of what STEM stands for and kind of what its value is here at the high school?
STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And so it just incorporates a bunch of classes we have at school, from our math department to science. And then we have tech ed classes in the basement that include like wood and metal shop, and then there's also design classes with Mr. Rayburn, is basic design through engineering and architecture also. So with all those classes, it incorporates STEM a lot.
Gotcha. And so upcoming here in November, I believe it's on the 4th, is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
There will be a summit. Tell us what kind of happens at a STEM summit.
I did last year. So you go through lots of different activities involving the STEM. Like you do some like stuff like electrician, like figuring out how to generate electricity. You make some stuff for like engineering. I mean, there's like a smoke cannon. I mean, there's lots of different activities to really try to help students get into and liking STEM and getting interested in it for career maybe.
And it sounds like a lot of these activities are hands-on. So are the students actively participating in things like the smoke cannon you talked about? Okay.
Yeah, I helped run a station last year, and I was at the station where they talked about polymers and kind of dove a little bit into chemistry and how different polymers are created, and they ended up making foam hands with different chemicals and mixtures and put it into a latex glove. Then watched that expand and form a solid, which was pretty cool.
Gotcha. So what student body? Is it the whole student body, or is it just a particular set of grades that get to participate in this?
Freshmen participate, and then I'm not sure if sophomores can, but I know juniors and seniors can help out and help the freshmen with their activities.
Gotcha. So having an opportunity to go to a summit like this, like you said, kind of might spark an interest for those freshman students in one of these particular areas. Does that then kind of give them an ability to focus on some of the courses that would be more relevant to that particular field through their high school career?
In a way, it kind of does. It would actually be kind of cool if, so they explore different career fields at the summit. They talk to people who are in STEM jobs in the area, and they see what they do or what their field has to deal with. So like my station talked about chemistry last year, and they talked to some people that had a job related to chemistry in the area. So for students to see somebody with a job that might interest them and to then think, oh, maybe I want to do that later on, and then they can alter their schedule in school to maybe possibly lead them to that career. But it's not set up for them, like if they're interested in a job, to then change their schedule like to do that. But they can plan ahead for like the following year if they want to focus more on a certain job that they found interesting.
And speaking of jobs, I think it sounds like the focus here of a STEM summit and giving students the opportunity to have practical experience with these things and spark their interest is that there is a growing need, a growing field of STEM jobs. It sounds like they're growing at about twice the rate of other professions. So when students leave Susquehannock High School and go into the career field, go into higher education, this is really hitting on a need that employers are looking to fill. So are both of you potentially looking at careers in the STEM field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And maybe I'll just ask, what are your particular interests?
I'm kind of trying to go into engineering maybe.
I'm focused on environmental engineering. Hopefully I want to work in stream restoration, so I think that'd be really cool.
Excellent. And maybe just in conversation before filming this, we talked a little bit. There is a STEM-related event coming up. Maybe tell us a little bit about the Punkin Chunkin competition.
So the Punkin Chunkin competition is set up at West York High School. The physics teachers over there come together and they build an event and reach out to other local schools where there is they give us a range of distances that there's a target, and it will be placed between X distance and Y distance. And when we get to the competition, we'll find out what it is. But we'll be throwing a 5 to 8 pound pumpkin at the set distance when we show up. So the goal is to design and build a machine, a catapult that at school that will then be taken to the competition to throw the pumpkins. So previously they had they had one target, and you get 3 shots at the specific stake in the ground, and then they average your distance from the stake to find the winner. The closer you were, the better you scored. This year they changed it a little bit. Instead of 1 target and 3 throws at that target, there's 3 targets, and you get 1 throw at each target. So they average it, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. And the catapult now has to be a little bit more adjustable.
Gotcha. Well, that sounds like an exciting and entertaining way to
Yeah.
really practice the skills that you've learned in that STEM field. So hopefully other students get to kind of hear about how that worked out, see pictures, video of it, and maybe that'll also drive them into that field, or potentially just to pique their curiosity, if you will, to look into that. Well, thank you, Jack and Ethan, for joining me here on Warrior Chat today. We're excited to see the results of the summit and to see the kind of work that our students here at Susquehannock High School are producing. So thank you very much. So for me, Doug Walters, for all of the staff and students here at Susquehannock High School, including the staff and students who will be instrumental in carrying out the STEM Summit, we thank you. Also just want to give a shout out to our video production team, Mr. Mark Rill, Mr. Tim Hare, and all the video production students at Susquehannock High School for putting these Warrior Chats together. We thank you, and we'll see you next time.